Hi, I'm Alan Mendelson, and I'm here to talk to you about the future of advertising and marketing.
Hello, my name's Patrick Martin. I'm pleased to meet you.
And Patrick, your business is advertising and marketing in the new age of the internet.
Well, new media is really what we deal with, and we deal specifically with, getting page rank on Google and making sure that traffic increases for our clients' websites. Yes, that's really what we do.
Indeed, the internet is the way businesses have to advertise and have to market, because everything is going through the internet now. Even internet television is here.
Yes, well, as we know, web TV has become an extremely important part of Google's plans for the future. And now Google is actually going to be answering ads with video. So you can put in a text ad, and as a result, you'll get a video answer on the Google.
Tell me the name of your company.
The name of my company is HollywoodDesign.tv. And we've been around for quite some time, and we've been specializing in really what we call the video fog model, which is a motivational approach to using video on shopping carts and also on professional sites like lawyers, dentists, and people of that nature.
So tell me what you do for a company. A company calls you up and says, help, I want to increase my business. What do you do for me?
Well, in a simple way, what we do is we generally speaking increase gross revenue by between 20 and 30% within a 90-day period. And that is easy to measure when it's a web business. For example, a shopping cart, we can see immediate benefits, but it's also easy to see if you track it properly with telephones. We can have web telephones, which can then redirect a call to a client's normal number. So we can see the effect that, a makeover, so to speak, on a client's website or business service has had. Yes, indeed.
But you do more than just place ads on the internet for business.
Oh, yes. Oh, indeed we do. Indeed we do. What we really do is we create something that can best be described as content is king in actuality. Now, we all heard this phrase of content being king. What we do is we have some of the best, writers here in Hollywood. We're here in Hollywood. Hollywood has the best creative in the world. We all know this to be true. And what we do is we take a lot of people that are, screenwriters and so forth, and we give them a very narrow focus, and we say, we want you to write about a specific product. An example could be Light Bulbs Unlimited, which is well known to many of your viewers. Light Bulbs Unlimited, 3-4 stores in the Hollywood area. They got another one in Beverly. They got one here in Ventura Boulevard, another one in Santa Monica. And what we're doing there is we're showing the great history of Light Bulbs Unlimited in terms of all the Hollywood movies that they've supplied lights for. And in this way, their page rank for relevance in terms of what Google thinks of their products and the way in which they're being described is moving upwards.
So when you go and provide content about an advertiser, you in effect increase their rank on Google so that when someone is searching for light bulbs or specialty lighting, your advertiser will show more prominently in Google results?
Absolutely, absolutely. And there are a number of techniques, and I won't go into all of them because we've only got a limited amount of time here, but supplying Google with the incomplete inventory of, say, 2,000 or 3,000 products every 2 weeks, making sure that reviews for those products actually appear opposite the description of the product. Introducing your speciality, which is video, but video that is much more narrowly focused than the television video that we're used to of the past. An advertising campaign in the past would be very broad. This is video which is very narrowly focused on the actual product itself. So as you mentioned, specialty lighting, say for example it was LED candles, which is a new product that they have, then we would go into a lot of detail about the LED candle, how it works, etc., etc., the fact that it's safe, the fact that, it won't cause a fire, for example, which would be a trigger emotionally for a mother to perhaps buy that candle for a child's room.
So the idea is, today's world and today's internet, when you want to sell something like light bulbs or LED lights, you just don't want to go and list LED lights. You want to provide content and information about LED lights, because when someone searches on the internet, that will help your advertisement come up higher on the Google ranking?
Well, there's a number of different things that Google wants to see in terms of relevance. It wants to see a lot of well-written prose that's original. No good copying stuff from the manufacturer's newsletter. That's not going to work. For example, a term like lighting or a term like LED lights will have literally hundreds of thousands of people competing to get a high page rank. What makes our client stuff better than someone else's is the quality of the writing and the focus of the video, and the fact that there's a review, which is an authoritative source. Say, for example, we've had reviews for Light Bulbs Unlimited on Yelp, on City Search, where people have written positive things. So sometimes they've written positive things about a specific product, and we'll include that product review on the same page as the product, and then therefore Google thinks it's more authoritative, and therefore for that particular product, the page rank will go higher.
And we're talking about Google, but Google makes the world go round, doesn't it?
Well, I've said this to many clients, and I've never been contradicted. So if anyone from Google is watching, I personally believe, and I've got a history of economics in the United Kingdom. I studied economics, but I believe that the Google economy, if it's measured in terms of its aggregate, is I believe 2.5 times the size of the American economy. Because so many decisions are dependent upon the research that people do before they make that purchase. Be it a car, be it a home. One of my clients, Hollywood Hills Homes, $1 million, $1.5 million home. Most people will obviously do their research on the internet first. That's changed from 5-6 years ago, as you well know.
All right, so let's go over the ground rules now for advertising on the internet and for marketing via the internet. Number one, you need content to go along with the ad. That's what you're saying, and the content has to be carefully designed.
Oh, very much so. Just in the same way as a lot of people can make a TV show, they think, when it comes to the reality of making a TV show, that funnel is very narrow, and there's only a few people that can really make TV that really rivets the attention of the viewer. And in a similar way, we have to engage the buyer or the potential buyer on the website. The rules are the same, except that instead of wide, we're narrow. So many of the same content rules apply. Good writing, most important in any TV show. Good quality image photography that is as large as possible. A call to action. There may well be something that is only available for 72 hours, like the Groupon people are doing, which is extremely popular at the moment. And then finally, the reputation of the business. And by that, I mean the reputation online that is constantly changing. I don't mean the Better Business Bureau. Important though that is, what's much more important is the Google reviews, the Yelp reviews, the City Search reviews, the White Pages reviews, where the general public are writing about your product or service. Yes, indeed, most important.
And the search engines, especially Google, actually looks at this stuff, and based on that content will decide how high a ranking you get on search results?
Absolutely. And there's about 213, quote unquote, from Google that give you the scope of the algorithm, which is called Larry Page's PageRank. That's why it's called PageRank, after Larry Page, one of the founders of Google. But the importance of content that is...
You said there are 213 things they look at?
There's 213 things they look at, but one of the most important, as if you're probably fully aware that blogs tend to get a hell of a lot more traffic than perhaps regular websites. And one of the reasons is a very interesting term that's just recently come into usage, and that term is recency. I know it sounds like a bit of an abomination, but what it really means is how recently was this changed? How often have you looked at the information that you are giving to people on your website? What is the nature of the information? Is it valid information? Does it have a reliable source of confirmation? If you're saying best product, then there should be something that shows that it's the best product, like a review that says this is the best product from an authoritative source like a computer magazine or something of that nature.
And you're saying that this information has to be updated constantly. You need new, updated advertising. You can't put the same billboard on the side of a freeway and let it sit there for 6 months. No, you've got to change that, and you've got to change your internet content, every day, every week?
Well, the analogy I like to make is Web 1, Web 2. Web 1 was like a magazine. And to a certain extent, that magazine or book, probably be a better analogy, didn't change very much. Web 2 is much more like a weekly TV show or like a ongoing a publication that comes out weekly, where one expects to see new things all the time. And so therefore what we do for clients is we really build them a publishing engine. that is based on the Google Doc system. Now, Google Docs is the biggest of the Web 2.0 systems for collaborative working. And, you know, obviously you can read all about it on the Google website, but Google Docs basically give you a wide variety of choice in terms of being able to have large numbers of outsourced people that are specialists, like writers, writing for your website without them having to literally go and then give it to the webmaster, and then the webmaster has to put it on the page and so forth. When we press save on a Google Doc, your website is automatically updated, and that means that you as a client can also change the product specification and so forth without having to know all of the specialist stuff that you need on websites.
You are saying so much, and I know what businessmen are saying right now, professionals, business owners. Wow, how am I going to do all this stuff? And the chances are they can't do all this stuff. That's why they need a professional to handle it for them.
Well, what we do is we set up a publishing system for them, which is simple to operate, so that they can update their product inventory, so that we can update, for example, all of the reviews on that product inventory, so that when they have new products, they just put it into a new technology called Dropbox, so we can just take the pictures, resize them. And in this way, their ongoing business processes feed into their website and therefore increase their gross revenues.
Do you have to do this to succeed now in the internet marketing?
The competition is brutal. I mean, it is brutal. And there's a lot of smart people out there. Now, we think that because we're Google application developers as opposed to, just regular web folk, that we have a little bit of an advantage. If you want to succeed on Google, then the best place I always say is to start on Google. And to a certain extent, Google is very, how can I best put it, is very interested in focusing people's attention on their new suite of technologies, which is effectively the Google Docs system. Yes.
All right, let's summarize this a little bit. So, what do you need right now to get your internet advertising to succeed? Number one, you said you need content.
Content is key.
Content is what?
Content is descriptive terminology about the product or service that is rich in what I would call rich prose, very descriptive, not copying anybody else, because Google and generally
Original content,
original video that is narrow focused. Instead of broadcast, think narrowcast. Very beautiful pictures, if necessary, enhanced so you have several views of a product. Or if you're selling a service like a lawyer or a dentist or something, an illustrative example of why they should use your service as opposed to someone else's. Not a general, a narrow cast, and lots of it. So, for example, if you're looking at real estate, one of our most successful clients, Hollywood Hills Homes, a client of ours for 5 years, improved their traffic by 400-500% over that period. And we're looking there at a site that has, for a normal real estate agent, I believe about 1,000 pages. They have everything you could possibly want. They've had screenwriters who they actually sold homes to, writing some of the copy for them. And Rose, one of the partners over there, is a very good writer. So all of that copy and all of that good writing combined with the most beautiful photographs of the most beautiful homes in the world, some of them, in the Hollywood Hills, plus a call to action, a Google form, so that people will feel more secure filling out the form than they would perhaps, just a normal realtor form. All of these things combined with the video, driving around Mulholland Avenue, driving here, then everywhere on the website. So people not only have an impression of the house, they have an impression of the area, they have an impression of the facilities in the area, what's available, how far are they from Hollywood nightlife, etc., etc. And that's why if you put in Hollywood Hills into Google, sometimes we come up higher than Wikipedia itself.
And all of this is important, and you need this type of marketing strategy.
Yes, you do.
Tell us how to get in touch with you.
Well, our website, Hollywood Design, that's 2 Ds, .tv, not .com, just .tv.
HollywoodDesign.tv.
Correct, and the telephone number and everything is there. My name is Patrick, and I'm normally available for clients. If not, one of our partners on the partner page can also be contacted. So we're available, and we're looking for business in this recession. Obviously, we're keen to increase the revenue of our clients.
HollywoodDesign.tv, and I'm Alan Mendelson. An interesting look at the future of the internet and marketing and advertising. Thanks for joining us.